Eating healthy in 2026 doesn't have to be expensive. You just gotta know which foods give you the most bang for your buck. So I'm gonna show you the healthiest and most economical foods when it comes to breakfast, snacks, lunch, and dinner.
What if the brand loyalty you've built over decades is the most expensive mistake in your kitchen? Same factory, same ingredients, different label, half the price at Aldi. Seniors are the most brand loyal shoppers in America and the most overcharged. I tested 12 Aldi products blind against the premium brands. The results? Exposed a lie you've been paying for your entire life. Today, 12 switches that save hundreds. Zero quality loss. Stick around. Number 1 proves the entire premium brand model is built on marketing, not what's inside the package. 12. Specially selected butter versus Kerrygold. Beginners pay $5 to $6 for Kerrygold because the gold foil wrapper and the Irish origin story make it feel premium. Pros buy Aldi's specially selected European-style butter for under $3 and get the same result. Both are grass-fed. Both have higher butterfat content than standard American butter, 84% versus the usual 80%. Both produce that deep golden color that signals quality milk. Professional bakers who have tested them blind struggle to tell them apart with any consistency. The flavor is rich, the texture is smooth, and the performance in baking and cooking is identical. The price difference is where the conversation gets uncomfortable for anyone who has been loyal to Kerrygold. $5 to $6 versus under $3. For seniors who bake weekly or cook with butter daily, that gap across a full year represents over $100 saved on butter alone. Butter, a single ingredient. A woman named Ruth who bakes every weekend for her family. I used Kerrygold for years because I believed it was the best butter available for baking. My daughter swapped in the Aldi butter without telling me. I baked 3 batches of cookies before she confessed. Same rise, same flavor, same golden color. I could not tell the difference. Nobody could. Not my husband, not my grandchildren. Not one person at the church bake sale noticed anything different. The butter is identical. The price is not. Switch immediately. 11. Barissimo Colombian versus Starbucks Colombia. Beginners buy the Starbucks bag at $8 to $12 because the green mermaid logo means coffee quality. Pros buy Barissimo Colombian at under $5 and drink better coffee more often. Both source from Colombian growing regions. Both use medium roast profiles. Both target the same flavor, balanced, bright, clean finish. The difference is that Starbucks charges for the brand, the retail store experience, the logo, and decades of marketing investment in the idea that their name equals quality. Barissimo charges for the coffee. Edward, 66, drank Starbucks for 15 years without questioning it. Never once compared it to anything else. The green bag was just what he bought. My grandson made me try the Aldi Colombian blind. He poured 2 cups and did not tell me which was which. I picked Aldi as my preference. I have not bought the Starbucks bag since. And I drink better coffee now because I buy it fresher and more frequently with the money I save. For seniors who drink coffee every morning, which is virtually every senior, the annual difference between Starbucks bags and Barissimo bags is a meaningful sum redirected from a logo toward literally anything else. The brand premium is real. The quality premium in this specific comparison is not. But if coffee is where the brand loyalty starts to crack, the next item is where it starts to crumble. Because number 10 involves a product category where the price difference has real health consequences. 10. Simply Nature olive oil versus California Olive Ranch. Beginners pay $12 to $18 for California Olive Ranch because it sounds artisanal and domestic. Pros buy Aldi's specially selected extra virgin olive oil at a fraction of the price and use it generously every day instead of rationing it. Both meet genuine extra virgin standards. Both have appropriate acidity levels and correct flavor characteristics. Independent reviewers who have compared them describe the quality as equivalent. The difference is that the expensive bottle makes people use olive oil carefully, sparingly, like a luxury they have to ration. The Aldi bottle makes people use it the way Mediterranean diet research actually recommends, freely on everything, every single day. Arthur, 78, followed his doctor's advice to cook with olive oil daily. I was rationing the expensive stuff because I could not afford to use it generously. When I found the Aldi version at half the price, I stopped rationing. I pour it on vegetables, cook with it every night, drizzle it on bread. My last blood panel was the best result in 8 years. My doctor said, keep doing whatever you are doing. The health benefit of olive oil depends on using enough of it consistently. The expensive brands make that difficult on a fixed income. Aldi makes it affordable. That is not just a price difference, it is a health outcome difference. If you are finding this useful, hit subscribe, because every item from here on gets more surprising. 9. Simply Nature Organic Greek Yogurt versus Chobani Beginners. Buy Chobani at $5 to $7 for the large container because Chobani built the Greek yogurt category in America and the brand name carries that authority. Pros: buy Simply Nature Organic at Aldi and get comparable protein, real probiotics, thick, genuine texture, and organic certification for measurably less. The texture is thick and creamy in the way that distinguishes real Greek yogurt from the thinned, gelled products that pass themselves off as Greek yogurt elsewhere. The live cultures are present and verified. The organic certification means no synthetic hormones in the milk and no synthetic additives. Everything that makes Greek yogurt worth eating daily for protein and digestive health is here without the Chobani price tag. For seniors eating yogurt every morning, which millions do for the protein alone, the annual savings from switching add up to a figure that matters on a fixed income. Same product inside the container, different name on the outside. That is all. 8. Specially selected aged cheddar versus Cabot. Or Tillamook beginners buy Cabot or Tillamook because aged cheddar is serious cheese, and serious cheese requires a serious brand. They have been serving it at family dinners for years, and the idea of switching to an Aldi cheese feels like a risk they are not willing to take with company coming. Pros buy Aldi's 18-month or 2-year aged cheddar and serve it at those same family dinners without apology because they have already done the comparison and they know aged cheddar quality is determined by time, temperature, and milk quality, the sharpness of the flavor, the crystalline texture that develops during extended aging, the depth of the savory finish. Aldi's aged varieties deliver on all 4 criteria consistently enough that food writers doing side-by-side comparisons regularly struggle to rank the Aldi cheese below the premium alternatives. Margaret, 80, hosts a monthly family dinner with a cheese board. My daughter swapped in the Aldi aged cheddar without telling me. My son-in-law, who considers himself a cheese expert, complimented it specifically. He said it was the best cheddar I had ever served. Nobody noticed the switch. Not one person. I have never gone back to the expensive brands. Margaret's son-in-law complimented the Aldi cheese as the best she had ever served. That is not competing with the premium brands. That is beating them at a family dinner table where the stakes feel real. Now we are moving into territory that proves brand loyalty is often just brand habit. Number 7 is the most uncomfortable comparison on this list, because the product is so identical that the only difference is literally the box. 7. Millville. Raisin Bran versus Kellogg's Raisin Bran Beginners. Buy the Kellogg's Red Box at $4 to $6 because they have been buying it for 40 years and have never once questioned whether the habit was justified. Pros buy Millville at under $2.50 and eat the same cereal for half the price. This one is almost uncomfortable to include because the comparison is so direct. Same flakes, same raisins, same fiber content, same taste, same experience in the bowl with milk on a Tuesday morning. The brand loyalty here is pure habit, not quality. It is the grocery equivalent of driving an extra 20 minutes to the gas station you have always used when the one across the street has the same fuel. One man, 74. My wife bought the Aldi version and put it in the Kellogg's box without telling me. I ate it for a week before she confessed. Could not tell any difference. I felt like 40 years of brand loyalty had been an entirely unnecessary and expensive habit. That story is not unique. That story is happening in millions of households right now. The cereal inside the box is identical. The box it comes in is not. That is the only difference. Switch today. We are halfway through, and the savings are already adding up. But the next item involves one of the biggest brand premiums in the entire grocery store, and the Aldi alternative makes the price gap look almost absurd. 6. Specially selected pasta sauce versus Rao's homemade. Rao's homemade pasta sauce has achieved something remarkable in the grocery landscape. It has convinced millions of Americans to pay $8 to $10 for a single jar of pasta sauce and to feel genuinely good about that decision. That is world-class marketing, and the product backs it up. Rao's is genuinely good sauce. Pros buy Aldi's specially selected at under $3 and make the same Sunday dinner for a third of the ingredient cost. Because the question is not whether Rao's is good. The question is whether it is 3 times better than Aldi's version. And it is not. The ingredient quality is comparable. The flavor is comparable. The texture is comparable. Open both jars, taste them side by side, and the gap between them is far smaller than the gap between their prices. The only thing that is dramatically different is what you pay at the register. For seniors who make pasta weekly, which is reasonable given how easy and nutritious pasta meals are, the annual savings from this single switch is striking. 1 jar a week, 52 weeks, $5 to $7 saved each time. That is $250 to $350 a year saved on one ingredient. Now we enter the top 5, and from here, every comparison gets sharper. 5. Clancy's Kettle Chips versus Kettle Brand. Beginners pay premium for Kettle Brand because thick-cut kettle cooked chips feel like they should cost more than regular chips. The packaging looks artisanal. The brand name suggests small batch quality. The price confirms that you are buying something above the ordinary. Pros buy Clancy's Kettle Style at Aldi and get the same crunch, the same potato flavor, and the same clean ingredient list for nearly half the price. Thick-cut, kettle-cooked, satisfying crunch that holds up under any dip. Genuine potato flavor that does not require engineering to achieve. Blind taste tests between Clancy's and Kettle Brand among chip enthusiasts consistently show split preferences with no reliable winner, which is itself the strongest possible endorsement of the cheaper product. Think about what that means. People who care deeply about chips cannot consistently identify which one costs twice as much. The price difference is paying for the bag design and the brand positioning, not the chips inside it. For seniors who snack on kettle chips regularly, enjoy them alongside a bowl of soup or put out a bowl when grandchildren visit. The switch is painless and the savings are real. Same crunch, same flavor, half the price. The next item is one that home cooks use multiple times a week without ever questioning the brand. Number 4 changes that. 4. Specially selected chicken broth versus Swanson or Pacific Foods. Beginners buy Swanson because it has always been there, or Pacific Foods because the premium packaging and the word organic on the label signal quality worth paying for. Pros buy Aldi's specially selected broth, especially the low-sodium variety, and use it as the foundation for soups, stews, risottos, and braised dishes multiple times a week without thinking about the cost. The depth of flavor is right. The color is right. The ingredient list is clean and simple. In direct comparison, the Aldi version matches both Swanson and Pacific Foods on every dimension that matters when you are using broth as a cooking foundation. For seniors cooking on fixed incomes who reach for broth 2 or 3 times a week, the cumulative savings across a year are anything but trivial. Gloria, 72, makes homemade soup every Sunday for her extended family. It is her contribution, and she takes it seriously. I switched to the Aldi version on a trial basis as expecting to notice a difference. My soup was indistinguishable from what I made with Pacific Foods. My family noticed nothing different. My daughter asked for seconds. I noticed the grocery bill. That was the only change. Same soup, lower receipt. Cook generously. Flavor honestly. Save meaningfully. The broth makes all 3 possible. Number 3 is the comparison that generates the most emotional response on this entire list. Because it involves a product that seniors associate with both pleasure and health, and where the brand loyalty runs deepest. 3. Specially selected dark chocolate versus Lindt or Ghirardelli. Beginners buy Lindt Excellence or Ghirardelli Intense Dark because daily dark chocolate is a health practice recommended by cardiologists, and health practices deserve premium ingredients. The logic feels sound. Better chocolate means better health benefit, right? Pros buy Aldi's specially selected 70% or 85% cacao bar and get chocolate that blind tasters consistently cannot distinguish from the expensive alternatives, and in several tests actually prefer. This comparison generates the most surprise of anything on this list. In multiple documented blind tastings, tasters could not reliably distinguish the Aldi bar from Lindt Excellence or Ghirardelli Intense Dark. In several evaluations, the majority actually preferred the Aldi version for flavor balance, snap, and length of finish. The Aldi chocolate did not just compete, it won. For seniors who eat a square of dark chocolate daily as a health practice, and the research on flavonols in high-percentage dark chocolate supports that practice, the ability to do so at Aldi prices rather than Lindt prices makes it a sustainable daily habit rather than an occasional indulgence. Joan, 81. I bought Lindt 70% for years because my cardiologist recommended daily dark chocolate and I wanted the best available. I tried the Aldi version reluctantly, expecting to be disappointed. I finished the bar the same day I opened it, went back the next morning and bought 4 more. It is genuinely better in ways I cannot fully explain, and it costs less than half. I feel foolish for how many years I overpaid. Eat dark chocolate daily, spend less doing it. Aldi makes both instructions achievable at the same time. 2 items remain, and these final 2 represent the comparisons where the case for switching is so clear that the only reasonable response is to wonder why you waited. 2. Friendly Farms full-fat Greek yogurt versus fake. Total beginners buy Fig Total because it is the Greek yogurt that serious Greek yogurt people buy. The name carries weight, the reputation is earned. The consistency has been flawless for years. Pros buy Friendly Farms full fat at Aldi and get the same density, the same protein, and the same clean ingredient list for significantly less. The texture matches Fig's signature thickness. The protein per serving is comparable. The ingredients are identical. Milk, live, and active cultures. Nothing else. No thickeners, no stabilizers, no added sugar. The tartness is calibrated correctly. The full-fat version provides the rich, satisfying mouthfeel that low-fat alternatives compromise away in exchange for a lower calorie count that most seniors eating Greek yogurt for nutritional density do not actually need or want. This is one of those switches where there is genuinely nothing to debate. The product is the same. The ingredient list is the same. The nutrition label reads the same. The experience in the bowl is the same. The only difference is the name on the container and the number on the receipt. If you lined up 5 cups of Fage and 5 cups of Friendly Farms and asked 10 people to sort them, they would fail. For seniors using Greek yogurt as a daily protein source, a digestive health tool, or simply as a breakfast they genuinely enjoy, this is one of the most straightforward switches available. And now, number 1. This is not another product comparison. This is the reason the entire list exists. 1. The pattern that makes this list possible. Every item on this list shares one thing in common. Not the category, not the price, the principle. Kerrygold butter and Aldi butter come from the same kind of cows, eating the same kind of grass, producing the same kind of milk, churned at the same butter fat percentage. The butter does not know which wrapper it is in. It does not perform differently because the foil is gold instead of white. Starbucks Colombian and Barissimo Colombian come from the same growing regions, roasted to the same profile, ground to the same specification. The coffee does not know which logo is on the bag. It does not taste better because the mermaid is green. Rao's sauce and Aldi's sauce use comparable tomatoes, comparable herbs, comparable cooking methods. The sauce does not know which jar it sits in. It does not become more Italian because the label costs more to print. Fag yogurt and Friendly Farms. Yogurt contain the same ingredients in the same proportions, cultured the same way. The yogurt does not know which container it is in. It does not develop more protein because the brand has a Greek name. Lindt dark chocolate and Aldi dark chocolate use the same percentage of cacao, processed to the same standards, tempered to the same snap. The chocolate does not know which shelf it sits on. It does not develop more flavanols because the price is higher. That is the pattern. The products do not know what they cost. They do not perform differently because the price is higher. They do not taste better because the packaging is nicer. They do not become more nutritious because the brand name is more famous. What the expensive brands actually charge for is not inside the package. It is everything around the package. The marketing budget that gets spread across every jar, every bag, every box you buy. The shelf placement fees that conventional grocery stores charge brands for prime positioning, the celebrity endorsements, the Instagram campaigns, the packaging design that makes you feel like paying more means getting more, and decades of brand loyalty built on the assumption that price equals quality. Aldi strips all of that away. No marketing budget to fund through your purchase. No shelf placement fees to recoup. No brand story to maintain. Just the product in simple packaging at a price that reflects what the product actually costs to make well. That is not a discount model. That is an honesty model. And once you understand it, you cannot look at the expensive brands the same way again. 12 brands, 12 switches, 12 products, where the only thing the expensive version gives you that Aldi does not is a more impressive name to say when someone asks what brand you buy. For seniors on fixed incomes, these 12 switches represent hundreds of dollars saved annually, not by eating worse, not by compromising on quality, not by settling for less, by understanding that the quality was never in the label, it was always in the product itself. And Aldi has been selling the product without the label tax for years. The only question left is how long you keep paying for the label when the product inside is available for half the price one aisle over. If even one item on this list makes you want to try the Aldi version on your next trip, that is a win worth celebrating. And if all 12 make you rethink how you shop, that is hundreds of dollars back in your pocket every year for the rest of your life. Subscribe so you never miss another one of these videos. Check out the video on screen right now where we break down the Aldi arrivals coming next week that seniors cannot afford to miss. I will see you in the next one.